Welcome to a PowerPoint on Squirrel Girl, the most underrated duelist in Marvel Rivals. Today, we're going to talk about everything you need to know before playing Squirrel Girl. Who is Squirrel Girl? She was born in LA and attended Empire State University. She is one of 19 duelists in Marvel Rivals, including Mr. Fantastic, who should be in the game when you're watching this. She is the most slept on duelist in the game. You rarely see anyone playing her. And I'm just gonna say it. Squirrel Girl is bad as hell. For the rest of the video, I'm just gonna call her SG. It's getting a little annoying to say already. SG abilities. Her base attack, Burst Acorn, is a long-ranged Burst Acorn. It is an arced projectile that explodes on impact, dealing area of effect damage. Her shot can also bounce off of surfaces, making it extremely hard to dodge on close quarter maps. The area of effect covers a 3-meter radius. She has a pretty small ammo mag, only being able to shoot 10 acorns before reloading, but her reload is fairly quick. The shot deals 110 damage, but has a short 70% fall off at 3 meters, which is the shortest fall off range in the game. Her shot does not have a critical chance, so there's no point in aiming for the head. Her first secondary ability, Squirrel Blockade. Her next ability launches an acorn that traps enemies in place. The acorn works similar to her main attack, being an arc projectile that can bounce off of surfaces. This attack can be charged up to increase the projectile speed, ranging from 20 meters per second to 60 meters per second. It must be charged for at least 0.7 seconds to reach its max speed. The trap lasts for 1.33 seconds and it's on an 8-second cooldown, which is fairly short. The only downside to this ability is that enemies can still attack while trapped. However, in most cases, this will save you from melee dive characters. If timed correctly, this can also cancel ultimates like Penny or Doctor Strange. Moving on to her next ability, Tail Bounce. This ability gives SG another chance to escape dive characters, this time with a movement ability. Using Tail Bounce, she launches herself into the air a maximum of 9 meters. This is great for repositioning to high ground or escaping an annoying dive character. Tail Bounce is also on an 8-second cooldown. Moving on to her next ability, Mammal Bond. It's the most unique ability in her kit. There are so many situations where you can get value out of it. Mammal Bond allows you to reuse an ability without a cooldown. This gives you the option to either tail bounce twice or trap an enemy twice in a row. This can be effective for stopping enemies using impactful ultimates like Magic or Mantis. This ability is on a 12-second cooldown, which is 50% longer than her other cooldowns. This ability will last 5 seconds or until another ability is used. Next up is her ultimate, Unbeatable Squirrel Tsunami. Her ultimate is exactly what it sounds like. She summons a horde of squirrels that charge forward, trampling anything in their path. The squirrels will bounce off of surfaces, continuing to charge forward until the duration of the ultimate ends. The Squirrel Tsunami can be killed early, but it's hard to do so given the speed of the squirrels and the fact that they have a 600 HP health pool. Each time the army of squirrels hits an enemy, it'll deal 150 damage. Since the squirrels will bounce off of walls, this means SG could eliminate the other team's backline in seconds. This ultimate can be devastating when used in the right context. Getting into team-ups. When teamed up with Spider-Man, SG unlocks Webbed Acorn. Similar to her other attacks, this is an arc projectile that explodes on contact, immobilizing and damaging enemies. Webbed Acorn deals 80 damage and it launches at 50 meters per second. It stops enemies for 1 second, which is a little shorter than her ability Squirrel Blockade. This is also an area of effect covering 4-meter radius. This ability is on a 20-second cooldown and cannot be skipped by Mammal Bond. This ability is nice to have, but as far as team-ups go, this one's on the weaker side. Now getting into map selection. SG has the potential to be devastating, but only when used on the right maps. Generally, the more narrow the map the better, because enemies will be clumped up, giving her the chance to hit multiple enemies at a time. These are just a few of the best maps to play her on. Flintar, Symbiotic Surface, and both Tokyo 2099, Shin Shibuya, and Spider Islands. SG strengths. For one, she hits like a bus. Even after the damage fall off, it is hard to miss when Squirrel Girl is hitting you. For one, she hits like a bus. Even after the damage fall off, it's hard to miss when SG is hitting you. The ability to bounce shots off of walls paired with the splash effect makes the damage incredibly unpredictable. Add to this her super short reload time makes the flow of constant damage unbearable. Another strength is compared to the other duelists and strategists, she has many tools to deal with dives. She has a bit more HP than most other duelists and strategists at 275 HP. Next is her weaknesses. Even with all of her tools to stop them, SG, like most other DPS, are very susceptible to dive. Her damage drop-off is also the shortest in the game. Because of the way her attacks work, with a much slower arc projectile speed, she will struggle to hit enemies on maps with lots of wide open space. SG ranking. She is very map dependent, but when used correctly packs a very strong punch. When used on the right map, she is easily an A tier hero. If you're trying to use her on the wrong map, I would say she's a B tier hero. She earns bonus points for being the curviest hero in the game. With 19 different duelists in the game, including Mr. Fantastic, she often gets overlooked. If you are like 98% of my teammates and run duelists, give her a shot on the maps I suggested and I promise you will have success, because she can be impossible to deal with on certain maps. Last thing before you go, be sure to subscribe, it's free and it would really help me out. Comment who you want the next PowerPoint to be about. The Vanguard class is up next. If you like this video, check out my PowerPoint on Mantis to learn how to play the strongest support in the game.